Hi everybody, welcome to Module 4. For those of you who are working today, wanted to give you an overview of the module. This week we're going to be looking at managing stress and emotions and making decisions. So we've already talked about emotional intelligence if you were in the Essentials course that I taught. So I'm going to focus on, or ask you to focus on, stress management in this module. If you haven't studied emotional intelligence, I encourage you to look into that more closely. Okay, so stress management. Hopefully you're not having as much stress in the summer as you do during the regular year, but for some of you, there's stress all the time. And then making decisions is another focus. Sorry, I got these backwards. So your discussion for this week is actually based on decision making, the decision making chapter. And so I picked a decision out of the headlines, the Amazon decision to locate one of their new facilities in New York City, and then the decision not to put the facility there. So I found a few articles that provide some information about that. You're welcome to use any others as well. And I'm asking you to use specific concepts from the chapter about decision making to first explain their decision to locate in New York City and then to change their mind. So why did this happen? Why did they make this decision and why did they change? Identify any biases, decision-making processes, or ethical issues that might have influenced these. Use concepts from the chapter to try to explain. And then finally, is there anything Amazon could have done or should have done differently? And what recommendations do you have for them in their next decision? So again, the original post is due on Wednesday, and then respond to at least 2 other posts by Sunday for full credit. So there we go. Written assignment. Here we're going to be focusing on stress. So this is an individual assignment just for you to write about. Evaluate your current level of stress and reflect on how effectively you manage that stress. One way to deal with work situations is to try to get in a situation of flow. So flow is a situation where your skills meet the task. Your skills are appropriate for the task. And you get so involved in what you're doing that time flies by. That's what we call being in a flow state. So rate your current position or a recent one if you're in school full-time now to evaluate the level of flow, and then to think about, are there ways that you can craft your job or focus your job or approach your job so that you have more flow. And then finally, what can be done about stress? How can your organization or how can you more effectively manage the stress in your workplace? And then the task, the journal this week, we're focusing on developing and valuing people and resources. And so the focus here that I've chosen is on appreciation. So making people feel like they're valued. Okay, so taking responsibility for the value of people and resources, stewarding them in the common interest versus using them in one's self-interest. How can we, as leaders, coach and mentor the people we work with? And so there's a lot of research out there that says people leave a job, they leave their leader and not necessarily the organization. So as a leader or a member of a workforce, you have the ability to make people feel appreciated. So for this journal, I'm going to ask you to identify and describe times when you have felt appreciated. What did it look like? Identify examples where you did not feel appreciated. And then identify 2 or more specific ways that you can and will demonstrate appreciation to someone in your life. Employees, co-workers, spouse, children, friends, whoever. Develop a specific plan. What will you say or do, when and where? And then share that with me. So let me know if you have any questions, and otherwise have a great week.